Akashvani presents Morning News. Good morning, I'm Anuja Kumar. The headlines. Union Home Minister Amit Shah reaffirms in Lok Sabha not to allow infiltrators decide the political leadership in the country. President Droupadi Murmu to be on a 2-day visit to Manipur beginning today. DGCA sets up dedicated oversight team at IndiGo's corporate office in Gurugram following widespread flight cancellations and delays. India and Malaysia reaffirm their commitment to strengthen cooperation against terrorism and transnational crime. US expands online presence checks for H-1B visa applicants. US Federal Reserve cuts its benchmark interest rate by 0.25 percentage points. And in men's cricket, second T20 between India and South Africa to be played in New Chandigarh this evening. And now the news in detail. The Lok Sabha witnessed intense debate over electoral reforms and the Special Intensive Revision (SIR) of voter lists yesterday. Union Home Minister Amit Shah launched a forceful attack on the opposition, accusing them of protecting illegal immigrants to secure their vote banks. He said infiltrators cannot decide who will be the Prime Minister and the Chief Minister in the country. Mr. Shah asserted that the SIR aims to cleanse electoral rolls by removing duplicate entries and illegal immigrants. He added that while one's name appearing in multiple places could be a genuine mistake, allowing such duplication undermines the credibility of elections.
Can the democracy of any country remain secure if who becomes the Prime Minister of the country and the Chief Minister of the state is decided by infiltrators? I know that this hurts the political interests of some parties. I also have a kind of compassion for those parties because the country's own voters don't vote. These few foreigners used to vote and they will also have to be gone now.
Highlighting the broader implications, Mr. Shah warned that demographic manipulation cannot be allowed to divide the nation again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has lauded Home Minister Amit Shah for his speech yesterday in the Lok Sabha during the discussion on election reform. In a social media post, the Prime Minister said that Mr. Shah highlighted the diverse aspects of the nation's electoral process and the strength of Indian democracy with concrete facts, exposing the alleged lies of the opposition. Rajya Sabha will take up further discussion on the 150th anniversary of the national song Vande Mataram today. The discussion will conclude with the address of Union Minister and Leader of the House J.P. Nadda. After this, the Rajya Sabha will begin discussion on election reforms. BJP has criticized the Congress for its remarks in connection with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's foreign visit. Briefing media in New Delhi, BJP spokesperson Sudhanshu Trivedi termed the remarks as condemnable, saying Mr. Modi goes abroad on official visits and for the work of the nation. He claimed that Congress leader and leader of the opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, goes abroad after every parliament session for vacation.
जो पार्टी इतने लंबे समय तक सत्ता में रही उसे पता होना चाहिए देयर इज अ क्लियर डिफरेंस बिटवीन फॉरेन विजिट ऑन ड्यूटी एंड फॉरेन विजिट ऑन वेकेशन.
President Droupadi Murmu will be arriving in Imphal today on a 2-day visit to Manipur. During her visit, she will participate in a series of ceremonial and developmental events in the state. A report.
President Droupadi Murmu will arrive in Imphal this afternoon and will be accorded a traditional guard of honor. She will then visit the historic Mapal Kangjibung to witness a polo exhibition match celebrating the rich sporting heritage of the state. It is to mention that the modern polo game was originated from Manipur. Later in the evening, President will attend a civic reception hosted by Manipur government at the City Convention Center Imphal. She is expected to lay foundation stones and inaugurate several key developmental projects, signaling the government's continued focus on regional progress. During her stay in Manipur, the president is expected to meet and interact with internally displaced persons who are taking shelter at relief camps in both valley and hill districts. JJ Thoksom, Akashvani News, Imphal.
The Directorate General of Civil Aviation DGCA has set up a dedicated oversight team at IndiGo's corporate office in Gurugram following widespread flight cancellations and delays. DGCA announced that the move aims to address passenger inconvenience caused by flight delays and cancellations. The 8-member team will monitor key operational areas including fleet strength, crew availability, utilization hours, unplanned leaves and standby crew for both cockpit and cabin staff. 2 members will be stationed at the airline's office on a daily rotational basis. In addition, DGCA officers will keep track of daily cancellations, refund processing, on-time performance, passenger compensation and baggage delivery. Indian Railways has given over 60,000 crore rupees as subsidy in financial year 2023-24 to keep passenger travel affordable. In reply to a supplementary in Lok Sabha, Minister for Railways Ashwini Vaishnaw said that the subsidy given to the passengers amounts to 45% of the total cost of the passenger travel. He highlighted that the fares of the Indian Railways are among the lowest in the world. The minister noted that compared to the neighbouring countries, India is providing the most affordable transportation to its passengers.
India is providing the most affordable transportation to our passengers. If you compare it with any other developed country, obviously there is almost 1/10 or even sometimes 5% of the cost of ticket which is there in the developed countries. But even compared to our neighbouring countries, the ticket is kept at a very, very affordable price.
This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsoneir.gov.in and download the News on EIR app. India and Malaysia have reaffirmed their commitment to strengthen cooperation against terrorism and transnational crime. In a joint statement, the Ministry of External Affairs said that during the 3rd meeting of the India-Malaysia Joint Working Group on Counter-Terrorism and Combating Transnational Crime in New Delhi, the 2 sides exchanged views on the regional and global terrorism landscape. The meeting was co-chaired by Vinod Bahare, Joint Secretary for Counter-Terrorism at India's MEA, and Mohammad Azlan bin Razali, Under Secretary at Malaysia's Ministry of Home Affairs. Both sides condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and emphasized the need to strengthen international cooperation to combat terrorism in a comprehensive and sustained manner. The United States has expanded its review of social media and online presence to include all H-1B specialty occupation workers and their H-4 dependents, the U.S. Embassy in India said. The announcement follows a recent decision by the Trump administration to make social media screening mandatory for all H-1B and H-4 applicants, creating fresh uncertainty for thousands of workers and their families. Starting December 15, the Department of State will expand the requirement that an online presence review be conducted for all H-1B applicants and their dependents, in addition to the students and exchange visitors already subject to this review. U.S. Federal Reserve has cut its benchmark interest rate by 0.25 percentage points, bringing the federal funds rate to its lowest level since early 2022. The new target range now stands at 3.5 to 3.75%, down from 3.75 to 4%. This is the Fed's 3rd consecutive rate cut since September, totaling a 0.75 percentage point reduction this year. The move comes amid slowing job growth and persistent inflation, despite delays in key economic data due to the recent government shutdown. The Federal Open Market Committee said it will carefully assess incoming data and risks before making further adjustments. The Asian Development Bank ADB has raised its growth forecast for India to 7.2%, up from 6.5% for the financial year 2025-26, according to its Asia and Pacific Growth Outlook report. This marks an increase of 0.7 percentage points after the country registered robust growth in the July to September quarter and prospects for a stronger fiscal year. The nation pays homage to the valor and supreme sacrifice of Mahavir Chakra awardee, Assistant Commandant of BSF, Ram Krishna Wadhwa, and his 8 comrades today, whose bravery snatched the Raja Mohatam post in Mamdot sector of Firozpur in Punjab from the enemies during the 1971 war. Out of the 8, 2 were awarded Sena medals and others with medals of gallantry posthumously. The BSF celebrates the day as Raja Mohatam Day. A special ceremony will be held to pay tributes to the fallen soldiers of BSF during the 1971 war at the Raja Mohatam border outpost. A report.
Assistant Commandant R.K. Wadhwa served the Indian Army's Regiment of Artillery from 1963 to 1967 before joining the Border Security Force in 1968. On 3rd December 1971, Raja Mohatam post was lost to the enemy. On December 5th, Assistant Commandant Wadhwa, who was the company commander, was tasked to recapture the post and launch the attack on the intervening night of 6th and 7th December 1971. Displaying raw courage and conspicuous bravery, the troops ensured successful recapture of the border outpost from Pakistan forces on December 7th after a 3-yard-long fierce battle. Later, while repelling a counter-attack by the enemy on 11th December, Assistant Commandant Wadhwa fell to the heavy enemy bombardment and attained martyrdom while defending the post. Nation salutes him and his comrades who fought gallantly to safeguard the borders of our beloved motherland Bharat. Rajesh Bali, Akashvani News, Jalandhar.
On to sports. In men's cricket, India will face South Africa in the second T20 match of the series at the Maharaja Yaduvendra Singh International Cricket Stadium in Mullapur, New Chandigarh today. The match will begin at 7 p.m. Indian time. This will be the first ever men's international cricket match in Mullapur. Surya Kumar Yadav-led Men in Blue are currently leading the 5-match series 1-0, following a massive win over the visitors in the series opener on Tuesday. The third match of the series will be held in Dharamsala, the fourth in Lucknow, and the final match in Ahmedabad. In the FIH Men's Junior Hockey World Cup final, defending champions Germany reclaimed their 8th title, defeating Spain 3-2 in a shootout after the match ended 1-1 in regulation time in the Chennai last night. Earlier yesterday, hosts India secured the bronze medal with 4-2 win over Argentina. The India Meteorological Department, or IMD, has forecast cold wave conditions to continue over central, eastern and northern peninsular India till the end of this week. According to the IMD, cold wave conditions will prevail over parts of West Madhya Pradesh, Vidarbha and Chhattisgarh today and tomorrow. Similar weather conditions will prevail over Madhya Maharashtra, Marathwada, Telangana, North Interior Karnataka and North Interior Odisha during the next 2 days. Minimum temperature is expected to gradually fall by 2 to 3 degrees Celsius over Maharashtra for the next 3 days. And now for a look at today's newspapers, it's over to Subhadra.
Thank you, Anuja. US Trade Chief accepts India as a tough nut to crack, but also as a viable alternative market, saying the offers are the best ever, says the Economic Times. Hindustan Times writes, India's exports likely to rise by 15%, reach $36 billion for November. DGCA launches audit of IndiGo, operations under probe, states the Asian Aid, aiming to support more than 3 million jobs in the country in 5 years. Amazon vows record $35 billion investment in India by 2030, reports the Times of India. The Tribune cites Sanskrit returns to Pakistan University first time since partition. And finally, Festival of Light shines on global stage as Diwali gains UNESCO's recognition, is a top front page headline in Hindustan Times. The Pioneer adds, apart from Deepavali in India, traditional sari weaving art of Thangel also secured a place in the list. And with that, it's back to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Subhadra. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Union Home Minister Amit Shah reaffirms in Lok Sabha not to allow infiltrators decide the political leadership in the country. President Droupadi Murmu to be on a 2-day visit to Manipur beginning today. DGCA sets up dedicated oversight team at IndiGo's corporate office in Gurugram following widespread flight cancellations and delays. India and Malaysia reaffirm their commitment to strengthen cooperation against terrorism and transnational crime. US expands online presence checks for H-1B visa applicants. US Federal Reserve cuts its benchmark interest rate by 0.25 percentage points. And in men's cricket, second T20 between India and South Africa to be played in New Chandigarh this evening. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.